Hello everyone. If you've ever experienced reflux, you probably know that nighttime can feel like the worst time. You might go through your day relatively comfortable, but the moment you lie down to sleep, that burning sensation creeps up your chest. Today, I want to explain exactly why nighttime reflux is so much worse, and it's not just in your head. There are real physiological reasons behind this pattern. Let me start with the most obvious factor: gravity. During the day, when you're upright, gravity is constantly working in your favor. According to research examining body position and gastric pressure, gravity creates a natural downward pull that helps prevent stomach acid from traveling upward. Think of it like water in a bottle. When the bottle is upright, the water stays at the bottom. But when you tip it sideways, the water flows freely. That's essentially what happens to your stomach contents when you lie down. You remove that gravitational barrier, but it's not just about gravity. Your body produces saliva differently at night. A study on circadian rhythms and salivary production found that saliva secretion decreases significantly during sleep. Why does this matter? Saliva is naturally alkaline, meaning it helps neutralize stomach acid. During the day, you're constantly swallowing saliva, which washes acid back down and provides protective coating for your esophagus. You swallow roughly 500 to 600 times during waking hours. But at night, swallowing frequency drops to almost nothing. Research shows that during sleep, you might only swallow a handful of times per hour compared to dozens while awake. Without that constant washing action, acid that reaches your esophagus just sits there, causing prolonged exposure and severe irritation. Now let's talk about the lower esophageal sphincter, or LES. This muscular ring acts as a valve between your esophagus and stomach. During the day, this sphincter maintains good tone and stays closed between swallows. But according to research on sleep stages and LES pressure, this sphincter relaxes during certain stages of sleep, particularly during REM sleep. A study examining LES function found that spontaneous relaxations occur more frequently during sleep than wakefulness. These relaxations create brief windows where acid can escape. When you're awake, you'd immediately feel this and adjust. But when you're asleep, you're unaware, and the acid continues to irritate your esophageal lining. Here's another factor: delayed gastric emptying at night. Your digestive system has its own circadian rhythm. Research on gastric motility patterns shows that stomach emptying naturally slows down in the evening and overnight. Your body is preparing for rest, not active digestion. A study tracking digestive patterns over 24 hours found that food consumed in the evening takes significantly longer to leave the stomach compared to the same meal eaten in the morning. This means, if you eat dinner at 7 and go to bed at 11, there's still substantial food and acid in your stomach when you lie down. Let me explain something about esophageal clearance. During the day, when acid refluxes into your esophagus, your body has multiple mechanisms to clear it quickly. You swallow, gravity pulls it back down, and fresh saliva neutralizes what remains. According to research measuring esophageal acid exposure time, acid that enters the esophagus during waking hours typically clears within 1 to 2 minutes. But at night, that same amount of acid can sit in your esophagus for 30 minutes or longer because all those clearance mechanisms are impaired. A study comparing daytime versus nighttime acid exposure found that even though reflux episodes might occur less frequently at night, each episode lasts significantly longer, leading to more cumulative damage. There's also the esophagogastric angle to consider. This is the angle at which your esophagus meets your stomach. When you're upright, this angle is relatively acute, creating a natural barrier. But when you lie flat, this angle straightens out, making it mechanically easier for stomach contents to flow backward. Research on anatomical positioning demonstrates that even slight elevation can restore some of that angular protection. Let me address one more crucial factor: your diaphragm during sleep. Your diaphragm is the large muscle separating your chest cavity from your abdominal cavity, and your esophagus passes through an opening in it. During normal breathing while awake, your diaphragm provides additional support to keep the LES closed. But during sleep, especially during deep sleep stages, breathing patterns change and diaphragmatic pressure decreases. A study examining respiratory patterns and reflux found that changes in breathing during sleep can reduce the anti-reflux barrier function of the diaphragm. The combination of all these factors creates a perfect storm. You're lying flat, removing gravity's help. You're producing less saliva and swallowing less frequently. Your LES is relaxing more often. Your stomach is emptying more slowly. Your esophagus can't clear acid efficiently, and your diaphragm is providing less barrier support. It's multiple protective mechanisms failing simultaneously. This is why people who experience nighttime reflux often describe it as more severe and disruptive than daytime symptoms. The acid exposure is longer, the irritation is more intense, and it interrupts sleep, which affects everything else about your health. Understanding these mechanisms helps explain why certain interventions work, like elevating your bed, avoiding late meals, and staying upright after eating. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.